Hello, welcome to Northwest Connection podcast. My name's Trelf.
My name's Seb.
And today we're diving into the heart of country rock with a band that's putting a fresh UK twist on the classic sound. Welcome, the Whiskey Chasers. Thanks for coming down.
Cheers, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
So, would you like to introduce yourselves and what you do in the band?
Do you want me to go first? Or?
Yeah, go on.
So we've got Dan and we've got Dan.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be brilliant for the podcast.
This is Dan.
This is Dan. Lead vocals and rhythm guitar.
Also Dan, lead guitar, backing vocals.
And you usually a four-piece setup,
Yeah.
but the other two couldn't be asked.
Yeah,
We sent the talent, you know.
Yeah.
You know where it is.
So how did the Whiskey Chasers come together?
yeah. So we was in a band for years when we were growing up and stuff, and it just got a bit. I just got bored. Like I just had enough. We were playing like pub gigs, same set list all the time.
Yeah.
And then
With that covers?
yeah,
Yeah.
same covers all
Yeah.
over. Yeah, and I
Being
was
one
just
though, innit?
yeah, it was good for the time. Yeah, I loved it, but.
Don't knock it.
I just had enough of playing covers and stuff, and then after a few years away, I'd sold all my guitars, I had nothing, and then it just sort of, I was listening to like all the up and coming artists that coming through, like Luke Combs, etc., and I was just sort of got the buzz back. So I had an idea about doing like an acoustic duo, and just try and get a bit of money.
Yeah.
And we had like 10 minutes of a practice session, and I couldn't stand it. I was like, nah, I can't be stuck in a room with you. We need another band, another band member. And then reached out to the other lads and been writing for like last 12 months, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So did you know the rest of the band before you formed, or?
The lad on drums, Chris, no, so we met him through the original bass player. So we sort of... There's been a swap already.
Yeah.
Ruthless, this, honestly. It's,
Wow.
So the lad who played bass, he come for a couple of sessions, brought his mate who played drums, and then the drummer decided to get rid.
Sack him off, yeah.
just we're kidding. He was into like other genres really.
Sometimes it just doesn't work. does
Yeah.
it? Sometimes it
doesn't.
Just
doesn't gel.
no, it wasn't. And then we got the other lad Connor in, and he's like a real life cowboy, isn't he?
Looks the part. All that good stuff.
Yeah. I picked him up from Wigan train station. We've known him for years. He used to be in a punk band as a singer, but he plays bass. So I said to him, like, fancy playing bass? He's like, yeah, I'll come down. So I picked him up from train station. I'm driving up to Watergate, just seeing this lad stood outside, a bass with no gig bag, cowboy hat, boots, more denim than I've ever seen ever. Big beard, like Jack Black in a denim onesie, didn't he? And and that's been it for like last 12 months. Just been writing and practicing and just recorded a couple of tracks now.
So how would you describe your sound?
Big. Well, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, it's not like your typical country, like
Yeah. There's no
like ukulele,
inspiration and
violins,
stuff
like
as such and things like
To
that.
be honest, it is a genre I've never. Like,
Country.
yeah, it's something I've never like
It's
listened
massive,
to
isn't it,
really.
that
But
sort of
I know it's
Americana
huge. Yeah.
Flux
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
coming over from the States over to here now.
Yeah, it's still like the guitar's quite rocky.
Yeah. Well, you're playing guitar, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
bound to be, innit?
Yeah,
It's more sort of solid country rock with like sort of bluesy elements.
yeah.
That could
Someone-
show, yeah,
well,
yeah.
You should write that for us.
Yeah. Do you mind writing our bio? Because we've got to do like a press back and all that stuff soon, and we're just not.
Charging for that.
Yeah.
Seems like I charge every session. Still waiting on the funds.
So are you two the main songwriters, or is it?
Probably me, innit?
Yeah, 100% you. Nah, it's not.
I got to him with an idea.
Yeah.
I know, like, verses and chorus, he probably keeps about 3 words.
Yeah.
And just says, yeah, it was good that, mate, yeah, keep trying, and then demolishes it and writes his own, but...
I think in the space of 12 months, I've probably written about 300 songs, and these guys have kept 12 of them, so it's that kind of scrutiny that I'm constantly under, but yeah.
And how would you describe your sound to someone that hasn't heard you before?
I couldn't compare us to someone. Not in like a big heady way, I don't think there's many...
That's good though, isn't it?
Over here, especially, there's not many like... There are a lot of solo artists and sort of softer bands
Right.
in country, I'd say, from what I've seen.
But you're
anyway.
more rock and
Yeah,
Definitely a bit
I'd
more
say so,
influence on
yeah.
that
Bit
side.
louder
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we grew up with, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
When we were gigging. So it's the storytelling of the country songs that we like.
Have you been into country like your whole musical lives, or is it something
No,
new?
we started in a rock
Yeah.
metal band, and I then did a couple of acoustics things when you packed it in. Thanks for that. And then got a phone call from him saying, "Do you want to come down and do this country stuff?" And we got fed up of that within 2 minutes. So then we
Who
brought
are
the other guys in.
sort of main influences then? Who are the people you draw inspiration from? Because I know you mentioned Luke Combs, which is like a
Yeah, he's-
solo sort of artist. But is there any bands that you sort of draw inspiration from that are in the country
So
rock?
I like Chris Stapleton. Like I love him, like because he plays a lot of bluesy guitar still. So I do like that. And then there's a few artists, so they're obviously like solo artists like Nate Smith, for example, but he's got a good band behind him. So quite rocky still. There's a band called Old Dominion. I like them. They're quite like
Country rocky.
yeah,
Yeah.
they are, but not heavy. Like the good. I like them. But yeah, so I'd say mainly for me was Chris Stapleton. Like when he first came out, I think he did that song, didn't he, with Justin Timberlake, like 2015 or something. And I got into him from then.
Well, you've come from like a sort of metal sort of background.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Obviously,
probably
as you
where
get
all mine
older
comes
as
from.
well,
Yeah.
doesn't it? You know, your tastes change, don't they? That's the...
Yeah, because I mean, I still love Guns N' Roses. Like, don't get me wrong, I was
That's-
obsessed with Slash growing up.
Still are though, to be fair, aren't you?
Yeah,
Still like him.
still love him. Don't play Les
If he
Paul
listens, you
anymore.
know, you never know.
I
Yeah.
suppose in Guns N' Roses sometimes they have that Americana sound.
Yeah.
don't they? And it's-
Stems from the blues, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Stems from the blues, moves into country and elements of blues rock and blues itself.
Yeah, I just like it's a good genre. I think because they tell stories, don't they? And
That's the
it's
big appeal, isn't it?
Is
relatable,
that,
yeah.
I was going to say, is
That is the big appeal,
like-
yeah. You
Yeah.
can tell a story in a song and, you know, heartbreak, losing your truck and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Everyone's
well,
got that
yeah,
story.
yeah.
I love my dog.
Because there is a sort of in pop music. There's often like a lack, isn't there, of storytelling?
Yeah, manufactured
Yeah,
bops, yeah.
yeah. Just
No, I think I was talking about actually earlier today. You know, the modern music. If you get a vowel sound and get people to sing that back to you, it seems to be a catchy thing.
Oh yeah, we're trying that as well. But
Hopefully with the story before it though.
Next song's called E. But because like Post Malone at the minute, he's smashing it,
yeah,
and he's obviously come from like rap or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people are moving to country.
Yeah, and I went into him at all. Like I liked a couple, but since he's jumped over to country, like, I love it. So I think it's getting massive in it, and it's getting bigger over here. I just think they need more bands over here.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely there's an Americana route, Americana UK. You know, I think they've got a networking session down in Hackney on Wednesday, and they've got like an awards show that a few Americana artists and quite a few like country artists. There's a guy that I know, Robbie Cavanagh. He's sort of in that same route as a solo artist.
Yeah,
He's going down there. The heavier performing down there. There are elements of it. I mean, me and Trelf have spoken about it before. Don't think there's much up in the north though.
I know, yeah,
hopefully we've got that niche, you know.
yeah,
I suppose the problem, the challenge that you guys have is obviously getting similar bands together for the gig.
Yeah,
Can't do
finding that, aren't we?
yeah.
Especially around here, trying to get it jump on a
Yeah,
tour
we
or
talk
something like that.
We talk about this so often, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely do.
Seb is drummer in Brother. And,
Yeah, a blues
you've
rock
got a
band.
Blues rock.
Yeah, since
Got
2020.
any tours coming up or anything you want to?
Nothing that we can actually talk about right now. No,
No.
we've just got a debut EP coming out at the end of this month. But
All right, so a podcast, man.
yeah,
What date was that?
yeah, 29th of January 2024.
Like a
Enough
shit
about
just
Brother.
look
We're not
anything
here for
like that,
Brother.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
for the Whiskey Chasers. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to find your niche. Difficult to
Yeah.
find the bands. I think I find most of my time is spent trying to look for like-minded, similar sounds because, like I say, we've been 2022 and now near enough 3 years on. We're finding that if we don't play with like-minded bands in that similar genre, it's a waste of our time.
Yeah,
Because you're playing with, we all know how indie's the biggest sound right now.
Yep. Yeah.
And 90% of the time you're playing with indie bands, which is not going to serve you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you know the sort of route in which you want to try and go down when it comes to promoters or venues?
I
We
can
can
direct
pass that
it over.
over.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can have that one.
What the hell? Say you're a singer, you're quiet, aren't you?
I don't do any of this stuff. I just turn up normally.
I think we said like we want to stay away from like pub gigs, just because we've done it for years
Right,
growing
yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
it can be good, and then you can be
Yeah.
playing to like 4
It's
people.
got its place, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
So and obviously I think like you say, because it's not massive up here anyway, that sort of music. Can't imagine they'd love
There's
it.
pockets,
Yeah.
but it's very hard to find
Yeah.
them. You have to be
Uh,
so picky about what. I
yeah.
mean, I'm only speaking. I'm sort of mirroring myself when I say this. You have to be so picky.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to end up playing stuff that's like you're a country rock band, you guys, and then you end up playing with a post-punk band,
Yeah.
And
an
it just doesn't
indie
fit, yeah.
band.
That's kind of what Chris is, the drummer, Chris. Shout out, Chris. There you go, mate. He's kind of instilled that in us now that,
Yeah.
you know, we're not that kind of band. We are
Yeah.
wanting to do these bigger gigs. We want to be on these tours. We want to be supporting the people that we want to be supporting. So look for those gigs. Don't.
Yeah,
waste our
and then
time.
the next step off that, which is so frustrating a lot of the time, is that the you've got to have that sort of credence behind you, you know, for people to be like, all right, yeah, you guys look the part and you can play the part, so let's book you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those. How do you do that?
A couple more months, you know, and we'll be there. Don't worry. Yeah.
We're looking to do our own launch night, and we're gonna try and hire somewhere decent for that. But like, bit of a session.
Is there many bands around here that you can think of that?
There's plenty of like singers and singer songwriters and stuff.
Which
Like,
it seems to be the thing for pubs as well, isn't it? You go to a pub and it's always singer songwriters
Yeah.
now, isn't it? It's so much easier, I suppose, for the
yeah.
pub to put
Yeah, I mean,
solo
you see
artist
people
on
putting
rather than-
online that there isn't a place for enough like singer songwriters, even more so females don't really get an outlet for that. And I mean, I'm a bit of the opposite actually. I think I spend a lot of my time. I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I see a lot
Yeah,
of
I
the
agree
and I
with
mean, yes, it probably doesn't get the platform as much as that, but you could say that for quite a lot of genres as well. That we've been speaking about it, me and Trelf. There's a huge push at the moment coming through with punk,
Punk, yeah.
and it's usually down to the fact that everyone's sick of the state. And I don't mean sick of state of it,
Connor's
as
going
in
to be jumping
the
ship
state.
soon. He's our bass player. He'll definitely
But
jump.
that leaves gaps for
Yeah.
for stories to be told,
yeah.
which is in country,
Mhm.
which is in, you know, ballads and all of that type of genre.
Yeah.
So you guys have been writing new stuff due for release?
Yeah, about 12 months we've been writing songs, putting stuff together, kind of finding the sound that we wanted.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We've got that now. We recorded 2 tracks, little EP to run out and get, you know, launched
Was
a
that
little bit.
self-recorded or? Have you been
No, we went to a studio that has closed down now. Nothing to do with us. It's just very unfortunate timing.
Pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, it could be that. The plan is to kind of do some self-recording this time,
Right,
really.
right.
We've got all the equipment, we've got all the gear. We know what we want that track to sound like. We know what each one wants to sound like.
And were those tracks you've recorded, were they finished before you went in, or did you?
Oh no, everything was polished. Yeah, everything. We knew what we were going in. We
Yeah.
could- yeah.
I think because we've had so much time, like not gigging
Yeah.
and stuff, we've just got everything ready, so we could just turn up. Like I think most of us only took like 2 or 3 track takes, didn't we? And we were done.
Yeah.
So we had loads of talent at the end, but
Adding weird and wonderful instruments and
yeah, there's about 27 layers on all the songs.
It's
Like,
amazing. No, I love all that stuff. that you
Yeah.
can
bit of
layer in.
fun, just messing
Yeah,
around with
yeah.
adding. Yeah.
sounds a lot different when we play it now.
Well, you could. I mean, realistically, you could play your 4 instruments and you could have that on, say, like a
Yeah, backing
Yeah,
tracks and
yeah.
things is something we're
Yeah.
definitely looking at as well. But that's probably the unknown for definitely us too.
Yeah,
probably.
well, we've never done that.
The drummer a little bit different, but it sounds big. It sounds mega. So why wouldn't we? And
Yeah. So have you done any gigs at all yet then?
not as
Not as this
the
band.
Whiskey Chasers, but definitely.
no, I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you done any gigs before in your life?
Yeah. No, I just thought you give it a go.
Yes. First time I picked up a guitar. I want to join these ones.
But do you have any plans on when that first gig? I know you were saying about a launch night. Would that launch night involve you playing maybe like an acoustic set or
I think a full set, really.
full set?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Probably
okay.
Demo the album, really.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Looking, I've messaged a few different venues.
Local.
Manchester,
Local,
really.
yeah, Manchester.
Just, obviously not massive, so it get a good amount of people there, but don't want it empty. And just have a good bit of a party.
100 cap or something.
Yeah.
80 cap, something
Yeah.
like
Just like get family down, friends, whatever. A couple of set bands, but it'll be a couple of singer-songwriters probably.
that. Yeah.
Just have a good night of it, and then hopefully then crack on and start gigging.
Tighten
I
up
mean,
that
there
set
are-
list.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, really, I mean, we've spoke about John Scanlon before. John Scanlon's sort of Leaf Promotions in Manchester. He runs his nights now at Grand Central,
Yeah.
Oxford Road. He'd be a good connection for you guys, really, because I think there's quite a few people that run through his sort of territory that are that country sort of bluesy sort of element.
Get that name noted
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Surprised you've not already messaged him. to
I
be
know.
fair.
Yeah, I messaged that many people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Time
No,
for a battle with
no,
the band
no
now, isn't
replies.
it? Messaging people. That's like,
Spent
It's another
all
job,
day
isn't
Yeah,
it?
today.
yeah, just
Yeah.
social networking.
It
Isn't
is,
So you've been
yeah.
doing
Really
that
is,
today?
that's
I spent from 10 a.m. this morning until pretty much an hour and a half ago. I'd done sending the EP out to as many places as possible to
Yeah.
get reviews before it comes out. Radios, all that. But it's like 3 years worth of, because I did that years before. I was sort of in a punk band when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I've always listened to sort of rock and blues, but then actually being in a band and trying to find that path to navigate and get rid of all the weeds along the way. That's the difficult bit, but you can only learn as you go, sort of
Yeah.
thing with that.
Yeah.
You're stepping into new genres.
Yeah, it's definitely for me anyway. It's a big learning curve. It's not.
No,
it's
me
not a
too,
genre I
yeah.
was ever familiar
Exciting
with.
though.
Oh, yeah, you got to say it's
Yeah,
something
really
brand new.
exciting.
The reason I keep buying all these guitars that we were talking about before. This will sound good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hides
very
them all in our practice room because his missus don't know he's got them.
She won't listen to
Oh,
this.
I was going to say.
I was at a podcast the other day. It didn't end up that well. You probably don't want to listen to it, to be honest.
Don't listen to that one. So if we can hide that, that'd be great. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the video might be a bit of a...
So what are your short-term goals at the moment then?
It's the big push at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next month, next month we're hoping to record the album, get that done and
Right.
dusted.
Is that a full, 10-track album?
9-10 tracks,
Right.
depending on how we feel on the day with certain songs.
Yeah. I think social media as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah,
downloaded
another-
TikTok.
Another job in the band,
Yeah,
isn't it?
That's mine. I've took that one
Social
on.
media marketing director
Right.
over here.
I've had TikTok for about 2 weeks. I've never used it. As soon as I get it, it gets banned in America.
That's your fault
Yeah.
then.
It's all come back online.
It has,
they've
yeah.
sorted it now.
Well, so I'm just getting mad around that. But it's good.
Yeah, again, it's a learning curve again,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's like, if you're in a band years ago and you've come back, it's changed so much,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
You just rock up to a venue and just give them a CD and say, "Can I play you in a couple
Well, that
of
was
minutes?"
it. Man.
Yeah,
I
no,
used to
yeah.
have, used to have MySpace or something.
For showing our age
Used to have
now, that's
MySpace,
from.
yeah. And then you
love MySpace.
just go into
Yeah,
pub and
MySpace
say,
is awesome.
Yeah, I used to
Right.
make all my own music when I was in school. I was at 16. I chuck everything on MySpace at that
Bring
point.
it back.
Yeah, it was a lot easier.
yeah.
Have your
Petition,
song
yeah.
on your
A few
profile.
songs there,
Yeah.
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 And
Change
then-
it every day.
yeah.
I'm edgy. I've got time. You know what I mean?
But yeah, like you just go to a pub, didn't we, and say, "Can we have a set? Play a set here.
Yep.
Pay us in beer."
Yeah, that was the big appeal,
Yeah.
wasn't it? They weren't
We
paying us
always
cash.
turned down money. For something. It was like,
Do the opposite as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Anything,
it.
I'll take anything.
50 quid. Pay my petrol.
20,
But,
20.
Yeah.
So
but back then, they'd say like, "Oh, sorry lads, can't pay, but give you free beer." Like, oh, get us in, play.
Paying us. We're happy with that.
But yeah, it's just changed now. It's completely different. Like,
Have you got a
drinking-
campaign planned around the release, or?
I think that's probably the focus at the end of this month.
Yeah,
really,
I'm
isn't
gonna
it?
start
Just figure
planning
out what
something.
that
Yeah,
looks like.
is there a long term goal behind that short term? Like, is there something, say, a year from now you want to be? No, that's not dead long term, but still.
We want to be touring. We want to support
Yeah.
these artists that are coming from the States. We want to, we want to be
Right.
that go-to band for those guys, really. And
I think for me,
Competition.
a few festivals would be good. Like
Yeah.
Next summer, I think that probably books up this year. like a few good festivals.
Yeah, you've got
like,
to jump on real early.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
festivals.
start applying now
Yeah.
for next
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, even the smaller festivals now, they're getting
Yeah.
so booked up.
I've done 35 so far. Festival submissions
really,
so far. That
Damn.
was in the first week of January. All gone, all boxed off. Just waiting on. I'm waiting on like 4 or
Do you
5.
want a job?
It that's the thing. It does
It
actually
is
become
a
job,
a
isn't
job.
it?
Yeah, that's it,
You
yeah.
know, you're saying about TikTok. Then you got Twitter.
Yeah.
You've got your YouTube Shorts. You got YouTube. Then you've got Instagram.
yeah, you have to step up.
I know, yeah. I hate it all me, but it needs must, innit? You
Yeah,
know, you,
that's
you're
it.
not going to do what we want to do unless.
Yeah, you've got to be
Yeah.
up there. You've got to, push it. So, what's your dream venue that you'd love to play?
Grand Old Opry.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
for country, yeah, like just because the history behind it. And
Yeah.
There's a girl that not an artist. She's from York called Twinny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you know Twinny.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
don't I know of her? Like I said.
yeah.
Best mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did Grand Ole.
Yeah, see, yeah. She's
Unbelievable,
good because
that.
she's independent, isn't she?
Yeah, she's gone straight over from
Yeah.
being an
Wow.
artist in York and gone over to. I think she's in Nashville. Because it's in Nashville, isn't
Yeah.
it? And then she's ended up doing that.
I found the feet.
So it is possible then, yeah.
Yeah,
So
well.
yeah, okay.
She's like, if you notice the way her social media is, she is
Yeah, it's
like
massive, isn't it?
three or 4 times a day she's on it, like inundating people with information.
Right.
Yeah, and she's always like, you're that cliche old school thing, but it's true. You're only as good as your last release.
Yeah,
You've got to release of music. It's just got to be all the time.
yeah.
Especially in modern day. It used to
Yeah.
be back in the day, you get a bit of a buzz with the wait. You know, people leave you for like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years and they'd be like, oh, but now it's very much, you get forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Remember's
quite
cautious.
depressing, really.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's what?
It's quite depressing, really, isn't it? Why would we bother? But yeah, that's mine. What's yours?
We were on about this, weren't we, weirdly enough, just before we even came into the room, because we were talking about Sophie Lloyd, and she's just played Whiskey A Go-Go, my kind of dream venue.
Yeah.
Probably still is my dream venue, to be honest, as well. It's a great place, isn't it? You know? Maybe
Which
not
is a better
associated
answer
with
than the
country.
band that gave us yesterday, which was Wilco's in Manchester.
Yeah.
That was my second
Well,
Close
he
choice.
down
didn't say
Wilco.
Manchester, he just
Oh,
said
no.
Wilco's, and I went, define which
Which
one,
one?
because there's probably one in every single town in the country. So,
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Who's the dream artist you'd love to support?
Oh.
I'd probably go with Luke Combs for myself. That is, if anyone fits our style, I'd like to think that it's that kind of style of music, that especially the newer stuff, that heavier country.
Luke Holmes at Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah, that'd be a gig, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we
not
go.
a bad choice.
I don't know what might it be. I think on like a selfish, like a personal one, like Clapton or something. Like, sort of bin these lot off. Come play like with one
You'd have to learn guitar though for playing.
Yeah,
with
I
them,
know.
that's the problem.
just stand there and watch. But yeah, someone like that, like guitar greats.
I think somewhere like, because country is like sort of ethereal in a way, somewhere like super open space, like proper like Red Rocks or Epidaurus or something like
That'd
that.
be
in
pretty
Greece.
cool. Yeah.
That'd be insane. That super cool. Like
It's kind of the
Organic.
amphitheatre kind.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
yeah.
the organic acoustic sort of thing.
Yeah,
So it'd be unreal. That.
We're aiming too low, mate.
I know. We need to hire him.
What was the first song that you guys wrote together in this band?
Caught, yeah.
Yeah, caught.
It was one of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah,
When he
yeah.
went through
My
his,
solo venture.
his solo career. It was
And you were
terrible.
able to
Honestly, rinsed him.
transform into a band.
Rinsed
Yeah.
him all the time. He was bad, wasn't it? Because he'd gone from being like a rock
It's on
singer.
iTunes.
He'd gone from being like this rock singer, like, to this absolute wet wipe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is that something you've actually been conscious of as well, that you've had to change? The way
Yeah,
your
massively.
sound is?
And they-
Pull me up on it
he gets-
all
he
the
does get
time.
criticised.
What are
Yeah.
you guys doing to change yours?
Volume,
Your song?
Just wear a lot more flannel shirts. No,
Sounds
I
less
think-
You
vulnerable.
bought a new guitar, didn't you? Yeah.
yeah, I've gone from a Les Paul to a Telecaster. But I think a lot less like. I don't know. I think since I've been doing this sort of country stuff, it's made me learn a lot more theory to it, to like guitar
Right.
playing, like sort of using a capo more and different keys and like because it's
progressions.
because it's not just as straightforward as like smashing your power chords or whatever. Like
It's always healthy as well. You
Yeah.
tend to learn new
that's
stuff.
it. So it's sort of got me like that passion back for guitar again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just my like when we used to be in like a band, it just used to shredding like while
Yeah.
our pedals shredding for
Yeah.
like 10 minutes till everyone started getting bored. Whereas now a guitar solo,
Go to
it's
bar, get a beer.
about three notes, one finger. Like it's just completely different. But I just
Not
it's-
ruining
it's
the
not-
technicality of country music
No,
playing or anything like that,
Of
but
course not, but it's nicer to listen to like if you like that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely changed the way we play. But yeah, he's changed because when we used to be in our old band, he was like this Steve Tyler wannabe, like. Or
I achieved it. I'm not gonna lie.
as far as he tied the bandana to his mic.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
And then now he's like proper mellowed down and like
Yeah.
he listens to us now.
Become a wet wipe, apparently.
No, that was just solo career. You had that little bit in the grey patch in the middle where I was like, you need rescuing. But he wrote this song for that,
Yes.
and then he sort of brought it to practice one day, and we just completely changed it, but made it better, in our opinion. But
All right.
I think your mum bought it on iTunes or something when you released it or whatever, but no.
Now it's
If
better.
it gets released, like all our mums can buy it.
If it gets released.
Yeah, but it was very like Ronan Keaton, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was.
It
To be
was.
fair, it was that kind of music. You know,
Proper cheesy.
Ed Sheeran was coming out and things like that.
We used to play it, one of his
That's what
songs,
sells. That's what
It
sells.
does, yeah. That's it, yeah. Trying to jump on that wagon.
every time we walked in a bar or something, we'd play it on our phones, get it in like an entrance. I can't believe we're still friends.
I'm contemplating it right now.
It's this whiskey against me. But yeah, so now we're completely different, yeah, that's what it was. Like, I like it. It's more my cup of tea now.
He gets what he wants in the end,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah?
So, do you do any covers in your set? Or?
We tried it for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, just not for us.
Yeah, I think because we
Was
weren't
that
sure.
country covers or? was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like- right. And it just
Yeah.
didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We just weren't sure whether we wanted to do some covers or not.
So it felt a bit forced.
Yeah.
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 Just, it was all that trying to find out. So, you know, that
Yeah.
normal bullshit that
Yeah.
all bands say. We were
Yeah.
trying to find out, but we genuinely were.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
think
kind
it
of.
always evolves though as
Yeah.
well. Like you'll be where
Yeah.
you're at right now, and maybe 2 years from now you'll be like, actually, feel like we're morphing or moving towards that, and
Yeah.
it always happens. Probably did in your last band, I imagine. I think when you're in
Yeah, I
the
think
in the middle of it as well, you never notice how much
Yeah.
you develop.
I think we covered about 42 genres in that other band.
Yeah, it was
We just got the 5 in this one, so
yeah.
we're all right.
If you could listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be? Only one album.
What am I listening
Putting
to
you
now?
on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cogs turning.
I know, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of the album names, to be fair.
We won't be able to ask this soon because people don't listen to albums, do they?
We were saying about the amount of time that.
Probably have to go down the route of a Queen one, to be honest.
Oh,
with you.
really?
Yeah, yeah. That's
we were
my-
saying
yeah.
about attention spans. Like people,
Yeah, if it's longer than
these-
2 minutes,
yeah,
you know,
people
you
are like,
turn
oh,
it off,
great,
aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
what's that? Toasting.
I think from Black Swan Cherry, someone like them. Like I listen
Right,
to
yeah.
them quite a lot. So I don't know which album, but
Greatest
Great
Hits.
Hits,
We'll go
yeah.
for
They're playing
The kind of magic album from
they're
Queen,
playing
though.
at
right?
Right?
Maidstone
Yeah.
this year.
are they?
I think so. Blackstone Cherry.
Yeah.
I think they are. I think they're,
They're
playing at
great
Maidstone
live.
Fest. This was
They're
sorry.
good live.
Are
Though.
they?
Yeah, we see them at Download.
Saw the
didn't
download, yeah. They kind of saved the day for us.
we?
But
Yeah.
They were really
They
good.
were class. Because we went when Guns N' Roses got back together,
Oh, God.
and we went
Yeah.
for that and absolutely
And it
ruined
was
it.
tragic.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw.
It was
them
around that
at,
time we stopped liking rock music, wasn't it? So,
Olympic Stadium.
Oh,
Was
did
that
you?
2017, 2017 or 18. I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, they were really good when I watched them. I'm a big Guns N' Roses fan.
even
Was that the
Axl
original
Rose.
lineup?
It was the
or-
original lineup got back together, apart from obviously Matt Sorum or Steve Adler
Steve,
wasn't on
Yeah.
drums, which I was sad about Matt Sorum, but
I don't know what
We
it
were
was.
devastated, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, we were quite far back to be fair. So but I remember
what year is this, by the way?
I think was it not the same year?
2017. Thing is, though, I wonder if we caught them early on the tour in London, because I saw like 8 months or something after that. They were in Tokyo, and I was like, are they still going?
Bloody hell.
So they're old, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean, they could have just been.
And he's done a few drugs, hasn't he? So took his soul.
The axles come off that.
I saw a thing where they put Axl Rose next to Miles Kennedy, and they're the same age. And one's
Yeah.
done drugs all their life, one's not. But yeah, I went watching them. I downloaded. I couldn't wait because like
It's
you
one of
never,
those
never
three
thought you'd
bands
see
you
that
wanted to
lineup
see.
together.
Yeah.
And I remember him doing Knocking on Heaven's Door,
Yeah.
and I was just looking around. I was like, "What is that?" Like, it's just his voice. It's just
Yeah,
It
gone.
was absolutely
I
devastating.
will agree with you on that. There was Estranged is my favourite song.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a tune.
It's like, a 9-minute epic.
Yeah,
And they did that, and I was thinking, yes, but his voice the whole way through was always a bit like, everyone else is doing a great job. You're shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's time to move on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like he's breathing in, like singing. Like I can't. It's just strange noise. Like it's a weird, and it ruined it. I think it is. I think that's when I actually stopped playing.
Yeah.
I think
It was.
like-
Yeah, it was.
Guns N'
I
Roses.
remember,
Still,
yeah. I think it
Axl
ruined
Rose
my
started
life,
playing.
Do you know what? I just don't want to do this anymore.
I'm not playing any pub gigs anymore. But yeah,
Should get like Miles. Why didn't they bring Miles Kennedy and just do?
money in it.
Alter Bridge was
Slash
good when
did
they were
it.
doing,
Yeah.
when he was doing it, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's class.
Yeah.
I've seen them live. He's brilliant
I was
live.
saying this actually the other day that I prefer Creed over Alter Bridge.
Same.
I love Creed. No, not into him at all.
No,
I grew up
Really?
listening to him all the
Not my
time.
thing.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, I was saying if they came to UK, I literally would be the first in the queue.
Yeah.
I love Creed.
The only
brilliant.
one in the queue.
I'll be there.
Are you ready?
I'll be there with you. Because he's done well, hasn't he? Like since he had that like weird
Yeah,
video.
Looks good now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it looks like he's healthy,
Yeah.
and he just definitely didn't for a long time. Yeah, he's abused the
Yeah.
system, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I love him. I like Creed. I prefer them over
And
Alter
they're
Bridge.
like another one. They've got like a very sort of. They're like they have elements of hard rock, but they are very like at the root very country.
Yeah.
Really.
Very American.
You know,
song,
they
isn't
say
it?
they're not a
Yeah.
religious band, yet they're called Creed.
I know, yeah.
Shock horror. do you
Yeah.
know?
I've got some quick fire questions for you now.
I always excel in these.
Vinyl or streaming?
Vinyl.
It's quick fire, by the way.
Yeah,
Dan.
Do you want to tell you what vinyl is first?
I've never owned a vinyl, so yeah, I go streaming.
What about you, Seb? Vinyl
I mean,
or
I would go
streaming?
streaming just because of age, but I do like a vinyl. I feel like it's more
Yeah.
of a collector's thing. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah,
Same.
definitely, definitely.
Couldn't live without either. Like,
I don't own a vinyl player,
Alright.
but you know, I would like one.
Yeah.
A loud practice or a quiet practice?
Load.
Load.
That's what it's all about, isn't
Yeah.
it? Getting out of the house. And
How's the ears?
Mine are definitely
Yeah.
getting worse. I've become a bit more conscious about the fact that I need to protect my
Yeah.
hearing before I get like
Have you
all the way
seen
through
those
it.
loops that people wear now?
yeah, I
The
wear
in-ear
Oh, do you wear
stuff.
I have
loops?
to, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
See, I've said to the band actually, I wouldn't mind getting. So you can get ones that call practice.
Yeah.
Where it just still allows all of the frequency to come through, but it just
Yeah, that's what I use. I think
softens
it.
it.
Cuts 20 decibels out or
Oh, does
25
it?
decibels.
That's good.
They really work.
There's a couple of different ones, isn't there? Now?
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah,
plugs
yeah.
and then
got ones
you
like
can get,
sleep. I
yeah.
don't know how anyone's. I would. It'd be in my brain by the time I woke up in the morning. You know.
Yeah, if Loop want to sponsor us.
First sponsor. We're
Yeah, well,
We'll test them for you.
Yeah,
yeah.
nighttime gigs or daytime festivals?
Oh, daytime
Daytime
festivals.
festivals.
age.
Yeah. Beer drinking, in bed by 9.
Do you
Yeah.
know what? Can I take both?
You
Both.
big festivals or intimate gigs?
Big festivals.
Quite like an intimate gig though. It's like
Easier to find out when something
Are
goes
we
wrong.
playing
Though,
the
isn't
same
it?
type of music, or
Yeah.
are we
Yeah,
catering
no.
to the intimacy?
same type of music.
I'd go for a big festival. Then.
Would you?
I don't. It's not that I don't mind an intimate gig. It's
You lose something with the audience, kind
it's
of
a
thing.
completely different type of skill.
I used to get more nervous the smaller it was for some reason.
Yeah, probably because it's more intimate.
Because you can, because you can see,
You can see the whites of their eyes and things like that. Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it bothers me the vulnerable sort of part of it. I think it's just more like it's a complete skill to be able to get people like that,
Yeah.
as opposed to euphoric sort of everyone's bouncing around.
Yeah.
I've just had a key. Don't even know my girlfriend's name anymore. No.
I'm
no
watching a
one's
guy
been
called Brian Cox in Manchester, and I think there was about 80 people crammed in this room, and this was the most intimate gig I've ever seen in my life.
there. Oh, really?
It was he did it brilliantly, good gig, but very, very intimate.
whiskey or beer.
Beer.
Yeah, I like a whiskey.
I do like a whiskey, but
I'll break that down into the subtext of it. Choices of beer and whiskey.
Whiskey still, though, yeah. I like my whiskey.
As in the choice, though.
Oh, the actual brand of whiskey.
Yeah.
I like my Hague whiskey. David Beckham's.
right.
Mm.
Shout out, David.
yeah.
Thank you, David. For listening.
No, I
Send
still-
us a bottle, mate.
I do like a whiskey, but I prefer beer. Just, especially when it's hot. Like nice cold beer.
Hot beer.
Like the weather's hot. Cold beer.
Nothing like one of those hot beers on those hot
I
days.
drink hot beer anyway. I'm not bothered.
What beer would it be? What's the choice?
I don't like all these IPAs and all these weird. I just like.
Just what Foster's.
Yeah, honestly, I still order a pint of Foster's when I go to pub. I love it. Proper chabby, that innit?
Just the Foster's.
But I like beer Moretti at the minute.
Fantastic.
You're just
Yeah.
saying that.
No, I
You
do.
are just saying
I
that.
went for an Italian the other day and ordered 2.
Is it all the add-on?
Yeah. But no, I do like it. I like that minute. That's where as fancy as I go for beer.
No frills.
Yeah, I just think that I just don't like all them like fancy beers and fruity beers.
Some are nice. There's some that, because as soon as you get all the proper fruits in there, it takes away from the weird Indian pale ale stuff. I do like there's a jam donut one. You tried that one? Pink can.
I don't think so.
Have you ever
Genuinely,
tried the
it's-
Millions one? I had this over
No.
Christmas. This don't get it. It
Unbelievable.
looks
Is it
like
bad?
beer.
Millions beer. It comes out green. Not joking.
Oh,
If I
no,
can find the
no, it's
picture,
like
of
a
it, it's horrific. I think it's like 14% or something daft like that. though.
14. What's
Yeah.
who's it by?
No idea.
I'm
I just
determined
remember
to
Millions
try that
as in the
now.
little sweets. You do though, because it looks nice, and then it comes out like.
I know what you
cleaning
mean
fluid.
about the old IPA things. I do like Brewdog though. And I've always thought it'd be a really cool
Yeah.
place to do a gig.
Oh, yeah, they all
Very
tell
cool.
you.
You're not sold on
Could
that,
you
are you?
imagine that? We can't pay you guys. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
He'll
just have
still
an
want his
Elvis
Foster's
juice.
though. That's the problem.
Yeah. Do you do Foster's here? We're Brewdog.
I'll
Do you
send,
do Brewdog Foster's?
I'll be want Weatherspoons for mine. I'll put like Cause Light. Yeah. I love it. I love that as well.
Fucking piss water.
I love it,
Jesus
really.
Christ.
Do you know what I love about Foster's? It's an Australian beer that's made in the UK.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do
I know,
with
yeah.
Australia at all.
And it's cheap. I love it.
Can't give it away, can they?
No.
Jeez.
Well, thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
When can we expect music from you guys?
We've
Not
started
soon
putting
enough.
bits out there right,
Right,
now,
yeah.
so it is very, very
Yeah.
bitty at the moment.
The same clips on TikTok like 17 times.
And where can we find you on Instagram? What's your handles?
That's
on there?
definitely over to you,
Uh,
mate.
The Whiskey Chasers Band on Instagram
And TikTok.
and TikTok.
We followed you
Yeah.
today. Thanks for coming down.
Cheers, pal.
We'll,
Cheers, guys. Thanks a
we'll
lot.
hear from you soon. Cheers. Bye.